Hanaki. Did you know that our souls are connected by fate? What do you know? I'm Yuno Hanaki from production Kawaii's Hanamizuki. Why am I moving so slow? Is it doing the thing again? I think it might be doing the thing. Help! VTube Studio, please. Hold on. Okay, I look fine in my view, but why is it lagging for a bit there? That's VTuber. No, I don't want this branding. Stop. I think I'm okay now. But, like, you saw that, right? Why was it doing that? That's so weird. Anyway, hi. Hello. We will be gaming in a little bit, but, I got these really yummy donuts today and I want to eat them while they're still fresh. I'm normally slow? That's what I'm saying. That was so weird. Because I noticed that my mouth wasn't really moving when I was talking. And I know I was talking faster than that. So I was like, what happened? Sharing is caring. Okay, do you want a cookie butter donut? Speculoos donut. Do you want it? It's really good. They were a gift from a friend, but there's a donut, that has maple icing with, like, brown cookie crumbles on top, and then the inside is filled with cookie butter. Or speculoos. It goes by either name. And it's so good. I got a whole dozen. As, like, a gift. And I'm very happy about it, but it's been taking all my willpower to not eat them all at once. You guys know how much I've been craving maple donuts for, like, forever. So not only did I get maple donuts, but they have a cookie butter filling. Literally, this is the perfect donut, I think. But they're limited time! They're not gonna be here for very long. And that makes me so sad. I have to enjoy them while they're here. Which means I'm probably going to get another dozen as soon as I'm able. But they're so good. And I want to enjoy them while they are still fresh. Obviously, I'm holding on to the dozen so that I can, like, eat them for, like, a couple of days at least, but I have to enjoy these while they're still fresh, right? I don't want them to go stale too quickly. Well, Hanaki, welcome in, welcome in. But yeah, we'll be getting to Necrobarista, in a little while, but for now I'm munching. But hi, happy Tuesday. Hope you guys are doing well. I'm doing okay. Getting through it, getting through it. Generally having a chill time. If they're that good, it'll be hard for you to not eat them within 2 days. I know. It really took all my willpower. I had 2 this morning, and then, like, I was sitting here trying to resist the urge to eat more. I was a good girl, and I ate a proper dinner. I had a proper dinner. I had protein. I had like healthy amount of fruit earlier. Like, I'm doing good. I'm eating my balanced food groups, but I did have to motivate myself to eat a proper dinner by saying that I could eat donuts for dessert. I had to motivate myself with the promise of donuts for dessert, and that's why I'm here. And then I was like, oh shoot, I'm playing Necrobarista. It'll be kind of difficult to eat a donut and also read a visual novel at the same time. So, my compromise is you guys get a little bit of bonus yapping before the start of the game, and I get to eat donuts. So it is a victory. I feel that this is a win-win for both of us. I receive yummy donuts. You receive a yapping Oni, as per usual, but slightly different because now I'm not reading the game yet. Coffee and donuts. Yeah, they also had this brown sugar cookie coffee flavor that was pretty good. So I had that with the donuts, and it was honestly yum 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 yum. Peak. As long as you ate real food, donuts are to my dismay not a meal. No, I did. I had macaroni and cheese for dinner. It was pretty yummy. It's so funny my ad was an Ashley the Store ad. Maybe it's because I had the word Ashley in it. Anyway, hi Kaya. Hello. Don't you have a stream soon? Maybe that's why you're paying attention. Hi. If you have some coffee with those donuts, you can immerse yourself in the cafe environment. I don't have coffee I can make here. I don't think. I'd have to look. We might actually, but I haven't used the coffee maker in a hot minute. I guess technically I could make a coffee, but I don't have creamer, so it'd just be like coffee with milk. So like literally just a latte, but it wouldn't be a sweet one. I don't know. And I prefer sweet coffee. But it is okay. Hiyori Mokami isn't home. Well, she needs to get home. She better hurry the frick up. How are you guys gonna set up in time? Thank you for the head pats. I didn't do anything in this particular instance to earn them, but thank you all the same. God, these donuts are so good. Sorry. You might hear me say that a lot. I really like these donuts. Hanaki! Welcome in, welcome in. She's Hiyori late Kami now? Oh no. Hiyori. It be like that sometimes. She doesn't usually start at this time though, right? Like she usually starts a little bit later, so I guess that could be part of it. When we did our collab, I said that I was okay with whatever time was best for her, so we did it kind of late in the evening, at least by my stream standards. And she was on time. My sweet little dog picked this time. Well, then you can't be talking about Hiyori because she's a wolf. Right? Surely not. Right? You're talking about Moondog? Maybe so. She's a kawu. This is also true. Well, hopefully she is not super late. If so, maybe the people will understand. Have fun with the collab, though. I've never played Fogs. It looks fun. For now, though, I am savoring my maple donuts. Oh my god. I love maple donuts so much, you guys. I haven't had them in so long. I'm so glad that this specialty flavor has the icing. Ugh. Literally, this morning when I opened the box to check that the donuts came and that it was the right order, the minute I smelled the maple frosting, I almost cried. I almost cried. I cried over donuts. So good, though. She's Canadian eating maple. I mean, hey, I'd blend right in. I'd blend right in. I'd be like, ah, yes, the maple to the syrup. I assume it's an autumn season only donut. I feel like it must be a... Maybe it's a mid-fall entering winter donut? I honestly don't know. I hope it's here for a while, though. Because, like, it's cookie flavored, and I feel like cookie is, like, winter. Because you give cookies to Santa-san and all of that. Maple is a winter food. Okay, well, you heard it here first. This is someone who understands maple very well. So saith the maple knower herself. But I feel like cookie butter, too, is also kind of, like, winter-coated. From a maple drinker, that's true. She does drink it, like a beverage. She's Canadian. For her, it must be an all-season food. Well, she just said it's a winter food. Maybe it's like all seasons, parentheses, especially winter. You know? This is peak happiness, I think. I love this donut. It's always winter in Canada. You got me there. That's a fair argument, actually. I'm excited to play more Necrobarista. That side story is still... Wow. It was so impactful. I didn't expect it to be so good. I really liked it. Shame that it's like a one-off being the side story, you know? I hope that the rest of the main story continues to be good. I feel like we're still kind of in the, like, exposition phase with a lot of the story, which is kind of... I could take it or leave it, I guess. I don't know how long the main story actually is. I haven't looked it up. Because I'm trying to avoid spoilers. But I liked the length of the side story, and I also felt like it was a really good telling of a story. But it's made me excited to finish the main storyline, because I hope it is also just as worthwhile. Absolute cinema. It really was. I keep meaning to go back and rewatch it, because it really did just feel like a relationship writing masterclass. So dang good. I like it very, very much. I would replay the game just to experience that story over and over again. Although I think I have to give it a bit of time before I fully re-experience it, because I want to, like, enjoy it, like, pseudo-blind. You know that thing where it's like, if you could re-experience a piece of media over again completely blind for the first time? I think I would want to do it with that side story, but, like, after a while. I don't want to immediately just wipe my memory and go back in, but it was just so good. Video games that tell good stories make me happy. It was so good. Man, even the cookie butter in this is really good. I'm sorry I keep gushing over this donut. It's literally just peak. Delicious. Delicious and also dangerous. I feel like my wallet is in danger for as long as this is in stock. Speaking of my wallet being in danger, I saw last night after stream. I don't know if you can hear it, but I'm like flapping excitedly. The Star Rail, the drip marketing was for the Herda. Did you see her? She's so pretty. I said it in a reply to somebody on Twitter, but I wasn't really sure about pulling for Sunday or Fugue, but now that I know Herda's coming, I'm pulling for Herda. My decision's been made for me. The wallet is going to hurt. Ha 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 ha. I get it. And also, you're right. It is gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt a lot. But it's so worth it. She's so pretty. I'm scared of who her pair is going to be. I was talking to a friend about it, and they were like, "Oh, do you think it might be Screwlum?" And if it's Screwlum, I will also be screwed, for lack of a better term. Ah, frick! What am I gonna do? Survival fun turning slowly into hurt us fun. Smile. No. The money that I make from streaming, I try to make sure primarily goes into my survival. Food and bills and things of that nature. But if there's any left over, then yes, it will go to the gacha a little bit. Just a smidge. Rest now while it could. You held on as long as you could. I've honestly done a pretty good job. I haven't spent any money on Star Rail in like a while. I think the last time was for Firefly. Yeah, pretty sure it was for Firefly. I don't think I've spent money since then. So it's about time, I guess. But like, the Herda is both erudition, which I don't really have a good 5-star for besides Himeko, and Himeko is just not that great. And then also she's ice type. The only ice types that I have for 5 stars are Jingliu, Ruanmei, and Jeopard. And so the only one that's kind of DPS is Jingliu. I'm hoping that the Herda is going to be stronger than 4-star Herda, so that I can actually, like, do some damage. But I also just feel it'll be worth it to build a character that's erudition, because I've tried to build Himeko, and I feel like no matter how hard I try to build her, she's just not carrying her weight. And I am hoping that I can get the Herda to do what I need Himeko to do, but better. I didn't pull for the ninja girl, so I need a good erudition. But yeah, I don't really need Sunday. I don't really need Fugue. I'm pretty much just going to be going in for the Herta. But again, like I said, if her pair is Screwlum, it's over for me. Truly Owari. I don't think we're gonna know for another few days, though, because they don't usually do the drip marketing, like, really close to each other. Watch me say that, and then they're gonna drip it anyway, and I'm gonna be like, why would you do that to me? Best of luck. Thank you. I will do my best. That is all I can do. Gacha struggles really do be like that. Maybe I will stream my polls. I'm debating it. If I do, it'd probably just be a very short stream where I do the polls and then I stop. Unless I get her, then I guess I'd spend a little bit of time building her and testing her out in some of the game modes. I got really good at the game during my hiatus. I think I mentioned that a little bit before during my comeback stream, but I like hyper focused on that game hardcore. While I was coping. So it led to me becoming really, really good at it. I've gotten... I don't want to say that I've gotten sweaty with the game, but I feel like I've gotten a lot better at, like, building characters and, like, getting through the more difficult endgame content. Which is something I could never say about myself when it came to Genshin, so big win on my part. But it's really fun. I really like Star Rail. I feel like I have fixated on it enough that I'm just, like, ready to commit. We'll never say no to more Yuno time. Whoopee! Yeah, you'll get plenty. You'll get plenty. Admittedly, it feels easier to think about things that I will do once I go indie versus, like, I mean, I say that, but I do already have my schedule planned out for the remainder of November, but it's kind of been easier to think about things that I want to do once I'm indie, including the odds of there being more gorillas. Are you gonna ask Starrail to marry you? I hope so, with all of this financial investment I've been putting in. I feel like it's a simple exchange. Though specifically, the thing that I want them to do is I want them to release a new male character that is voiced by my favorite seiyuu. I have been waiting for him to voice a Hoyoverse character, because whatever game it's in, I'm going to have to commit to that video game because I need him. And when it comes to seiyuu, they don't usually play multiple characters within the Hoyoverse worlds, you know? So it's not like a situation with the English voice actors where they might play one character in one thing and a different character in another thing. So my big worry is that he's going to play a character in a game that I don't play right now, and I'm going to have to get into said game so that I can pull that character, and then I have to commit to it hardcore. So I'm banking on it being Starrail. Not just banking, I need it to be Starrail for the sake of my sanity, because I love Starrail so much, but I don't want to pick up another Hoyoverse game. But I've been waiting. I've been, like, dreading it. Because this happened to me with, FGO. This happened to me with FGO. At one point, too, where I picked up the game, because he was in it. And I hated it. I couldn't do it. I wasn't strong enough. I'm so sorry. I picked up FGO because I wanted to be ready for whenever he released on the NA server, but I'm not strong. I don't have that willpower. I can't do it. No matter how much I have love for that man, I can't do it. But it tore me up inside when I saw him announce that he was playing a character in Fate Grand Order. I was like, how could you do this to me? Me specifically? You hate me. You despise me, I've decided. But I can't be FGO. I'm willing to do so many things for love, but not play FGO. Who? Are you asking which character in FGO he is? Hold on, I have to look up the name. I have to look up his name, because I don't know.
An offering. Thank you so much.
Bima. Bima is the character's name. Bima. B-H-I-M-A. And the problem, too, is that he's hot. So, like, technically, it checks all the boxes of hot, voiced by one of my favorite voice actors. But the downside, Fate Grand Order. Truly a messed up world that I specifically live in. I just imagine the Mr. Incredible meme. Yeah, that's about right. Also, Doug, thank you for the $20. There, wipe your tears on this crisp bill. Thank you so much. Thank you. Really, though, thank you. I appreciate it. But yeah, no, I am not, nor will I ever be strong enough for Fate Grand Order. But Bima is a handsome man. And I was tempted for one moment in time. I've tried to get into FGO so many times, but it was too much. That time when I tried to get into FGO was my third. So I'm with you. I tried 2 times before then for my friends who were really into FGO. But they were also into it from the beginning, so they kind of like convinced themselves that it was worth sticking around for. They convinced themselves it was worth it. But is it though? Is it though? But like first time, didn't really get very far. I don't remember what made me stop. I think I just stopped logging in, and then I gave up. And then I tried a second time. I had to make a new account because I didn't have the login info for the last one. Pretty much the same thing happened. I think I joined specifically for like a limited... It was like a holiday, so they were giving out like stuff for pulls, I think. I don't remember. And then freaking the third time was for Bima. I was gonna build up an account and not do any pulls until Bima released, and then I would pull for Bima. A lot of good that did. And by that I mean no good, because I didn't do it. It's funny, because if that's the Bima from Indian mythology, he married a demon in his story. It's me! He's gonna marry me! Let me in, let me in, let me in, let me in, let me in. He's so handsome. Let me in. Also, Bhima Sena is the full name, so I believe you're right that it's, the one from Indian myth. Also, his illustrator is Paco-san, and, Paco-san draws very attractive characters. This is just true and factual information, and I cannot lie. The feral Yuno snaps are always me. Just let me in. Just let me have him. But I'm not desperate enough to open FGO a fourth time. I can't do it. Some may be stronger than me and will be able to persist through the slog that is Fate Grand Order, but not me, not I. I will just look at him from afar. For he is a very handsome man. I'm not even usually into those, like, super buff characters, but, like, I cannot deny. He's so cool. Sorry, I was getting distracted looking at pictures of him. He voices Lloyd Forger. Yes! That is the role that Eguchi Takuya is most famous for right now. It's Lloyd Forger. And I'm so happy for him. I've been loving him since before then. But I am very happy that people are starting to recognize his greatness because of the fact that he played Lloyd in Spy Family. I am happy that there are more people who are understanding how good of a voice actor he is because of that show specifically. Before it was cool. Yeah, literally me. I have been liking him for so long. I'm a big fan. He plays a few of my biases in some idol franchises that I like. And I've been getting, and ever since I've been getting more into Otome, I've been keeping my eye out for games that he plays a love interest in, because I want to be delusional. But anyways, I think he's neat. He's just a really good actor. And he himself is just such a really cool person. He does, like, a ton of different things. Who are we being normal about? My ultimate Seiyu bias currently, which is, Eguchi Takuya. I adore that man. Delusion is the solution. Exactly. You get me. I'm truly, like, at the point with my Delulu where, like, if there was ever a situation where I became, like, big, famous, super cool VTuber, if I ever got the chance to get a video message from him, I think I would actually have to pass away on the spot. You know those, like, clips that some, like, bigger VTubers get? Where it's like, this VTuber got a video message from their favorite actor from so-and-so. That would be me. I'd be literally sobbing. running around the studio, jumping up and down, whooping and hollering, punching the air. That would be me. That was always one of my secret dreams. Not even to have it specifically be Eguchi Takuya. It doesn't have to be him. But, like, if there was ever a chance where one of my favorite seiyuu could give me a little message like that. Because I have a couple other seiyuu who I'd be down to get messages from, too. But, like, that'd be crazy. It'd be like Christmas. And I would, like, ascend. I think the most recent example of that I can think of was for, it was Ado's birthday live, wasn't it? Yeah, I think it was Ado. But Ado had a birthday live where, she got a message from, Minorin, the voice actress for Sonoda Umi from Love Live. And it was recording, like, as Umi. So it was Umi wishing Ado a happy birthday, and the whole time Ado was just screeching. Screaming bloody murder in the background while this message was playing, like, Umi-chan! Ah, Umi-chan! That's literally me. If I ever got a message from one of my favorite characters like that, that would literally be me. Screeching. Non-stop. Gotta see if I can find that recording. It's so funny. But I'm so happy for them. That's what I love. I love the idea of getting, like, cute little messages like that from, like, celebrities. And, you know, Ado in herself is kind of, like, a celebrity, but it's cute seeing celebrities gush over other celebrities, I guess. Or, like, micro-celebrities. Because, like, internet people, I guess, are always going to be kind of, like, micro-celebs. But getting to see them geek out over people that they're fans of is just kind of fun. It makes them feel more human. And I just think that's neat. But no, there's, like, a whole list of people that I would love to get a chance to, like, speak to and or get, like, a message like that from someday, but I don't know. I'm just a little guy. I'm not sure if that would ever happen for me. Must not call you a micro-celebrity. I'm not even close to a micro-celebrity. I'm smaller than a micro-celebrity. The jokes will write themselves. Jun Fukuyama, Johnny Young Bosch, Jennifer Hale, Amiko Shizumi, any of them would instantly Thanos snap me and be so Jover. You're so valid. Johnny Young Bosch is super nice. I can confirm this much. I'm not as familiar with Fukuyama Jun's works, but he does play a character in Bustafellows who is very, very cute. And I have to give him props for the acting on that. He plays a kudere. Big fan, big fan. I'll always remember Johnny as a Power Ranger. I will always remember Johnny Young Bosch as the voice of Guy Cecil in Tales of the Abyss. You will notice that a lot of my fondness for English voice actors is because they played characters in Tales games. Because those were like the core founding memories of me wanting to become a voice actor. Mostly, it will be experiences of me hearing them in Tales games. I met Johnny at least 3 times and he's remembered me. These meetings were months apart too. I squealed. Aw, that's so sweet. Yeah, he's really nice. I love June and Johnny because they voiced the JP and Ian roles of Lelouch from Code Geass, and it's my favorite anime ever. That's fair, that's fair. Completely understandable. Ichigo from Bleach, but he's good in a ton of roles. Johnny Young Bosch was getting cast in, like, everything for a while. Johnny Young Bosch also played, he's another case of somebody who got cast twice in the Tales series. This also happened to Sam Riegel. But I think it's because, at least with Tales games, they had a clause where you could play a side character and also, like, a lead character, because most Tales leads are boys. So for Johnny Young Bosch, he played Guy in Tales of the Abyss, but then he also was the English voice for Emil from Tales of Symphonia: Dawn of the New World. For those of you who don't like Dawn of the New World. I'll remember VAs by their voice, but I'll be so bad with names. I'm better with Seiyu than I am with English voice actors sometimes. But I'm the same way. A lot of times I recognize a voice, but name escapes me a little bit more often. Oh my goodness, an Eyeshine reference in 2024? Never thought I'd see the day. I also liked Eyeshine. It's been forever since I've listened to their music, though. When I find a character I like, I make it a point to hunt down their other roles and ingrain their name in my brain. That's good. I feel like not enough people appreciate voice actors. I still listen to their music. That's fair. It's just that for me it was a blast from the past, because I haven't listened to it in forever. That's cool, though. Feeling good and comfy after that donut? Yes, I am now on to the second donut. You thought I only brought one? You're funny. But I also have milk with me. I was letting out the sigh of relief because I drink milk. Milk good. That process was delayed for me. No good way to get DVD sets until college when I had no name connections. You didn't, like, look them up? Or is this from, like, the days where Grandpa didn't have access to the internet? 1 donut per hour is a hell of a consumption rate. It's only been 43 minutes. 44 minutes, sorry. I was saying that as soon as it rolled over. It's only been 44 minutes. It's not that bad. But you have to understand, when I am also yapping alongside eating donut, it's a little bit difficult to talk and chew, you know? So there are moments where I choose to yap and then I pick up donut in the interim. It's either a comically large donut or Yuno is comically small. No. They're like average sized donuts. I'm just also savoring them. And then I yap in between. Forgive me. I never claimed to be a fast eater. So the size of your head. What the frick? No high-speed internet until about the same time. Looking up anything was one line of text at a time, and tying up failing computer and phone line was not a thing for anybody. Naruhodo, naruhodo. Yeah, I guess I had access to the internet when I was getting more into voice actors and voice acting. So I started learning names a little bit more easily. You know, with large donut to sustain herself. It's more like large supply of donuts, considering I got a dozen this morning. They're not that big, I swear. I'm just a slow eater. And I don't want to talk while I'm chewing. That's not ladylike. I don't want to be disgusting. Well, I could be, I guess. No, the cookie crumbs are falling off. Not the crumbles. Ladylike, I thought you were tomboy. I am tomboy. But I don't want to be gross. I don't want to be sick nasty on a stream. Also, don't some people find eating noises cringe? I wouldn't want to do that to you. No one can see you eat and talk and likely spilling food particles in an effort to yap. Well, yeah, no one can see me, but you can hear it. You would be able to hear me talk if I tried to speak to you with donut in my mouth. People like that are second-class citizens. Oh no, I guess I'm a second-class citizen. I hear the sound of every crumb falling like explosions going off. No! Honestly, anime manga timing was terrible for me. Start getting money after high school, '08 recession hits, Tokyo Pop explodes, Borders unalives. Yeah, you know what? That's fair. I think I was at a good age for both anime and manga. Because I had an anime club I could go to. Tokyo Pop was in abundance, and I was able to get them at the local library. I went to Borders pretty regularly already because I was a bookworm. When I started getting into manga, Borders just became both a bookstore and a manga source. Worked out pretty well in my favor. Borders folding hurt me so badly. It was the closest bookstore. Barnes & Noble is not as near, so I didn't get to go there as often. I feel you. Although I think the location where our Borders was got replaced by a Barnes & Noble, luckily. Although that place has now, closed and I think moved to somewhere else. I think they went to a smaller location. They used to have their own building and they had like a built-in cafe and everything, but they had to move to a smaller location. I guess they weren't getting enough business, which is a bummer for me because I really liked that big independent building. It got replaced with like a store where you could buy like storage containers and boxes and stuff. And I'm just like, we can't have possibly had a bigger need for a place that sells boxes and containers than we needed books. Barnes is pricier, got saved by BAM. That's also fair. BAM is further away from us, I think. Where I still find myself saying us even though Onimama's not here anymore. Anyway. It's far away from me. Boxes and containers were for all the books they sold. Ugh. Don't say that. That also can't possibly be true. I feel like I was the only one buying books. I always feel comfortable in Barnes & Noble. I agree. Especially when they still had their own building, because they had that little cafe spot. That was one of my favorite hangout places with my friends. There are very few places to, like... You know that whole debate about third spaces? Onigashima does not have a lot of third spaces that aren't, like, restaurants. Or, like, other pricier cafes, I guess. So the cafe being inside Barnes & Noble was just, like, really good for getting a couple books and then getting to have, like, a little drink and then sitting at a comfy table and reading books and talking about books. It's been like a month since everything went down with Onimama. So I think my brain is still adjusting. But it's weird to think that it's already been a month. I still feel so different from where I was before. And yet I still kind of feel the same. I don't know, it's weird. I will tell you guys something very emo I thought about earlier, but after I had my morning donuts and I went to get up and go put them away, I had the thought, because I took my phone with me. I literally had the thought as I was leaving my room. I was like, oh, I should call Onimama and tell her how much I liked these donuts. Oh. Wait. Because, like, one of the few things that Onimama and I had, like, in common enough that we could carry conversations about it was always food. She's about as much of a foodie as I am, and whenever I tried something new, or if I found out that a place that we both liked was having, like, a limited item or something, I would tell her about it. And then we would, like, go back and forth about whether or not she would like it. Because our tastes kind of differed, but we did both like trying stuff. I think the last thing that I convinced her to try was this, potato soup from a particular restaurant. Because it was, like, a limited run. She ended up really liking it, which she doesn't normally do. She's not a big potato soup girly like I am. But she likes that one. But she was like, that was too much soup for me, though. It was really thick. I'd probably have to get a smaller portion next time, and I was like, fair enough. Glad you liked it, though. I don't remember her thoughts on cookie butter, but I wonder if she would have liked these donuts. Wish I could have asked. You can always talk to us about that. Won't be the same, but hopefully it'll help. Like talking to you guys about food stuff. I guess I could. I already do to an extent. It does help a little bit, though. Because at least I still have, like, an outlet to talk to people. Talk to others. If it's okay, I can tell you it's been 12 years for me with my dad. I still find myself seeing his face on other elderly people. Brains be crazy sometimes. You know what? That's fair. Understandable. I enjoy food takes because everyone, including me, is wrong. Honestly, yeah. Food takes are constantly wrong to somebody. It's very rare that there is a unanimous food take. I am not one to, like, shame what other people like. I will joke about it, but if you like a food, I think that that's great for you. And then, you know, opposite for me, I have food that I like that some people would be like, you know, are you sure you should be eating that? That sounds very sugary. Or like, something like that. And I'm just like, well, it is food in my mouth and not yours, so... whatever. Water is mid. That's a crazy take. That is a very crazy take. I love water. I guess you fit in with Ephemera because don't like most of them not like water? Which is still crazy. How can you not like water? It's so good. It's insane how much they hate water. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's fine if you think it's mid, but you still drink it. But the fact that they, like, actively hate it is crazy to me. The most unhydrated group. No, the problem is that they hydrate just with non-water sources. Which I guess is fine, because they're still hydrating. I won't really judge, if you still, like, consume beverages, because at least you're still getting a form of hydration. But, like... hating water? That's excessive. I just don't understand why people love super spicy food. Why are you like this? Spice specifically triggers a sense of like an adrenaline rush because it makes your body kind of enter that like panic mode. It's kind of like people who are adrenaline junkies and love like roller coasters and things like that. There's just something about how like the adrenaline, the endorphins, it makes you feel like, woo! And so that makes people think that they like it. Even though it's their body trying to be like, we're scared, we don't know what's going on. And some people just really like that sensation. I'm getting better with my spice tolerance, but I also can't do, like, crazy spice. I have to mitigate it with, like, cheese and other, like, spice-killing sources before I can really enjoy it. But I have developed a taste for Bulldog. But again, Bulldog is one of those things where I have to add, like, lots of cheese or, like, mix in a little bit of milk so that it's a bit creamier. Hanaki, welcome in! It's a pleasant heat and the capsaicin is a natural painkiller so you feel good afterward. Yeah. That's the other thing, too, with capsaicin. Haha, you're so funny. Bulldog. B-U-L-D-A-K. Not bulldog. But you don't say it like Buldak. I'm pronouncing it as close as I can to how you're supposed to. Pronouncing Korean words is hard, though. It kind of makes it worse. Nature designed something as a clear sign to stay away, and we grow stronger versions for a thrill. Humans are kind of dumb. Love them or hate them, they're very stupid. Sorry for being dumb. You don't have to apologize to me. I am also a dumb individual. But I'm only half human, so I'm only half dumb. Humans are like the only species on Earth that actively consume things that destroy them and will fight to the death to continue to do so, but that's because they taste good! Even if it destroy me, it tastes yummy yummy in my tummy. Make taste bud happy. Okay, donuts eliminated. And delicious, by the way. I know I kept saying it, but like, reminder, they're very good. I just have to chug the last of my milk and I can start setting up the game. An hour into the stream, we did it. Nailed it. Did you eat the holes? These donuts didn't have holes. Well, I guess they had a hole for where they inserted the filling. But they don't have, like, proper hold-out center. Because they're filled donuts. But it was yummy. Okay. You get to watch me set up the game, because I didn't even open it yet. I knew I was gonna be yapping, and I didn't want to listen to the game, like, looping in the background. So one moment. Okay. Peeking behind the veil, so true. Rare 1 hour Yuno pre-game yap. Yeah, and you're still going to get like 2-ish hours of gaming. So like, are you happy? You get like a whole extra hour compared to the Yuno Hanaki streaming average. Yippee! So cool. Time to ue as always. And you can see the smile on my face. Yeah, duh. Bruno's Unonium. The Unonium Emporium. That's where we are. Okay, where is Necrobarista? Where are you in my game folder? Bonus. Oh, you meant bonus. That's fine. That's also funny. Oh, I was about to open the wrong game. That's silly. Crazy. Okay. Opening FGO by mistake? No, I do not. Okay, why do you think I have FGO on my computer? That's crazy talk. Clickety clack, yeah. I was sending a message for something else. I be multitasking. Tasking in a multiple fashion. Kinda had a sad thought. Oh no! If Ron waited, she would have been an indie. It'd be how it'd do. Ron Sean couldn't have known. Opening Overwatch. In what universe? Overwatch? You're crazy. Not right now. Oh, the PC audio is still muted. Is this from the watch-along? It might be. It was muted the whole time. I could have made it so it was muted for you guys. That's hilarious. Anyways. Going to my thing. Name capture. How many Damadachi did you consume to perform this legendary technique of multitasking? I had 2 donuts, didn't I? There is a Bunoverse which is into Overwatch. They have a new muscular male in Overwatch. Don't you want to play it? No. Not really. Is he handsome? Or is he just muscular? The sugar buff coming in clutch. For now. There will eventually be the point where I crash from the sugar. It's just that point is not right now. I pull up the game. Ah! The game. There we go. Adjust the window so that I can see you guys. Okay. This should be good. It perceives us. Do you have a body type preference at all, or do they just need to be cool with a good voice to melt you into a tee-hee puddle? Body type preference? Not usually. Although, I used to have more of one, I guess, when it came to, like, at least fictional boys. I had more of a type. Nowadays, it's a little bit more varied than it used to be. I don't tend to go for the super muscular, though. That much is true. I need just, like, a good amount of muscle. Not too much, not too little. You already read all the lore stuff, so I think I can just go right into the next chapter. Pretty sure. Continue. But my type used to be a bit different when I was younger. It was a little bit more, specific. That eliminates me. Yeah. Qualifications must be able to princess carry Yuno. I don't actually care that much for princess carrying. I don't think it's that romantic. But, like, no offense, chat, you are all little orbs of fire. You are not going to fall into the body type preferences no matter how much you tried, because you are not human. You are little balls of flame. Just too ripped. Yeah, just too absolutely shredded. It really do be like that sometimes. Prefers fireman carry. I don't want to be picked up. How many times do I have to tell you guys I don't like physical touch? I don't want to be touched. I'm good, thanks. Flame can add, I suppose so. Oh, where's she going? Day 2, 8:15 p.m. outside the terminal. Why do neither of my Oshis like being touched? How has this happened twice? It just be like that sometimes. I may be a modifier, but I will have a killer bod. I wish you luck with your bodybuilding or building what you lack in a body. Good luck, man. Did I... Hold on. Did I actually turn on the sound? I did. Okay. I didn't make that up. Ugh. Okay. Ugh. I don't have the energy for this. Maddie's been running on empty for several days now. On empty? Why is she empty? My type is clearly bookworms. Yeah, bookworms who are touch-averse. That's us. Especially with everyone watching me. I hope you packed enough conductors. My order form was pretty vague. I shouldn't be worrying about the conductors when I'm not even sure I can pull the whole thing off without some sort of major screw-up happening. Supplier knew what I wanted the conductors for anyway, so he would have packed enough. A good supplier knows enough about their clients to anticipate their needs. There's a certain amount of nosiness that is polite, after all. And he knows that I've got Ashley helping me. Helping you with what, Madeline? Piss off, Ned. Rude. Why are you following me? Leave. You should respect your elders, you know. Ned is not a young man, even by the standards of semi-mortals. Hi, Yuno. Hi! Welcome. You're in time for the start of the game. I was yapping for the first hour. It do be like that sometimes. God, listen to you. The council made you soft, didn't it? Oh, respect your elders. Follow all our totally arbitrary rules or we'll make up some cheap reason to destroy your business. My name's Ned and I love rules. You done? Yep. Cool. You sound wounded. A steel chestplate can save you from a bleeding heart, but not a bruised ego. Don't know what's going on, but he be grooving. I guess they are walking. I suppose he is grooving while they walk. You should be nicer. Wow, sick comeback. What was it that guy you killed said? Oh Christ, I am shot. Oh no, woe is me. Just a little throwback humor for ya. Did I strike a nerve? Did you just... Did I just what? Maddie. When Ned spoke next, it was in a deep, dark cadence, steeped in guilt and self-loathing. If Maddie had been able to see his eyes, she would have faced a withering glare. We're rapidly reaching a point of no return. I can no longer promise to shield you from the consequences of your actions. What you did just there, quoting one of my victims' dying words at me, that was low. Even for you. Frankly, I'm disgusted. You dare to poke at my guilt? You dare? Let's talk about guilt, shall we? I don't suppose you might have anything weighing on your conscience right now, would you? As I thought. They may still weigh heavily on me, but I am absolved of my sins. Some moral debts take a lifetime to work off. Ned's had more than a few lifetimes. I've had 100 years to process that, and to redeem myself through my actions. Your sins are fresh. They are lance marks on your soul, deep cuts in your aura. Swallow your arrogance, novice. I know what you did. Maddie's sins weigh heavy on Ned's mind. They weigh even heavier on hers. And I can't wait to see how you plan to make this right. And that's our opener. Video games, am I right? The drama of it all. Rainy moods. But it not raining. Not yet, anyway. Day 2 at 8:30 p.m. The terminal. Ah, it's Tuan! It's him and his... It's them! From the last stream, it's them! I'm glad they're... Yay. Them. Tuan, age 16. Thinks he's smart. Not antisocial, just shy. Read a bunch of Wikipedia articles on optometry and considers himself somewhat of an expert. Hannah, age 16. Knows she's too smart for her own good. Hobbies, people watching, self-indulgent teenage angst, taking advantage of the fact that she's too smart for her own good. So, I'm not sure that alcohol actually makes you feel anything. In fact, going by its chemical properties, I'd say it's the opposite. At least I think that's her talking. It could be him. I'll know in a second. Her mouth's open, so I'm assuming it's her. Okay, no, it's her. That was him. My bad. Shut up, dork. We're planning a heist. Metaphysical debates about alcohol can come after. But this isn't metaphysics. I'm just talking about how simple chemical interactions with... I'm just talking about simple chemical interactions with our brains. Tuan is a guy who has the look of someone who knows more about chemical interaction than human interaction. You don't have to dig into him like that. Definition notes. Oh no. Please take the energy you're putting into pedantry and redirect it towards the plan. Hannah's too busy with physical shenanigans to have time for verbal shenanigans. The plan? The plan! What's the plan? I was thinking I could just reach over the bar and grab the first bottle I see. Sounds risky. Very chaotic neutral. And what's your alignment then? Neutral good? Uh-huh. I'd say I was lawful neutral, but... That's the coward's option. Yeah. But, getting back to the plan... Oh. Using your own pedantry to distract you was absolutely part of the plan. Wow. So little faith in me. Gotta minimize liabilities here. Hannah's still learning to trust this guy. He doesn't have the look of an interloper. You can never be too safe. You're out here playing checkers while I'm playing 6-dimensional upside-down laser chess. Shit. I've galaxy-brained this, and now I'm holding the fruits of my labor. Don't you mean our labor? If you insist. Give me a closer look at that. What sort of fruit do we pluck from the booze tree? Really stretching that metaphor out, huh? Yep. I don't recognize the language on this label. What? Let me look. What the hell? I don't recognize it either. Maybe it's a cipher. A cider is made from fermented apple juice. A cipher is made from fermented word juice. Who'd make you read a cipher just to know what you're drinking? A sadist. Oh, we could ask Maddie what it is. She's a sadist, right? What do you call someone who enjoys the empathic pain they feel from hurting others? I guess a sadist? Crazy. Yeah, that idea sounds great. Let's go find her apart from the fact that we specifically nicked it from her. Oh, right. You're meant to be the lawful one here, dude. We agreed on neutral good. Me not challenging your assertion does not make it an agreement. Regardless. Wait, hold on. I sense a dark presence. Do you feel it? No, I don't feel anything particularly spooky in the air. Yeah, me neither. Pictures taken seconds before impact. Hello, children. I see you've stooped to petty thievery. Some of the bottles on that shelf are old enough that swiping them would be an act of grand theft. Not this one, however. Alas, sprung. Can't believe my heist career is over so quickly. Aw, don't give up on your dreams, kid. Speaking of, you know what happens when you drink this? I was assuming some sort of drunkenness. Does it make your teeth fall out? Well, last time I had a shot of this, I woke up in Adelaide. Wow. So the result was 700 kilometers worth of drunkenness and bad decisions. But I woke up 6 hours before I took the shot. Had to drive a rented car back and explain to Che why I disappeared without a trace and somehow accidentally time traveled. Holy shit. Can we give it a try? God, no. You ever heard of liquor licensing laws? I'd end up in jail. I think it'd be an excellent formative experience. Yeah, if you're not perpetuating teen drinking culture, you're a loser. Somehow, I remain unconvinced by your passionate arguments. Well, we tried. You kids have way too much time on your hands. You know that? Better than not having enough, right? I'm utilizing my time to practice my skills. It's not wasted. Are there laws? Aren't they dead? These two? No. You would know if you saw from last week, but these two are not dead. Well, the non-existent industry sector that relies solely on the skill of reaching over bars and stealing bottles of enchanted booze is gonna be lucky to have you. Aw, that's so validating! Thanks! Can I get you two a coffee or anything? Hot chocolate? I'm kinda busy tonight, but I'm hoping that bribing you with free drinks will stop you from nicking my shit. I'll take a free drink. I feel guilty taking one since it was all Tuan's idea. Hey! But I'll graciously accept your offer. Neat. What'll it be? Hot chocolates for both of us? Hot chocolates for both of us. Alrighty, 2 hot chocolates coming up. Seriously, don't steal anything else when my back's turned or I'll feed you to a spite elemental. I wonder... Spite elemental. Maybe it's a metaphor. Is she saying that she'll eat us? Is she the spite elemental? Oh no. Maybe the real spite elementals were the friends we made along the way? I hate this. There. I have decided that I love them. They are my children, and they are very silly. He said the Buno thing. He said I hate this, not I hate it here. It was close, though, I'll give you that. Maybe partial credit. Woman. Who's this? New character just dropped? Woman! Hi. Tucks hair behind my ear. Hey. Hey. Hi. Well, that's so crazy. Hey. Hey. Wow. Sorry, I'm distracted by how pretty she is. Wowie. I'm gonna have to come up with a really good voice for her. You okay, Puno? No, I'm distracted by pretty woman. Samantha. Okay. Age 32. American? Visiting Melbourne for work. Devastatingly. Don't tell me she's in a relationship. Back off, I saw her first. What the hell? That's not true. I saw her first because you guys are delayed by a few seconds. But no, Hannah's still also very pretty. But like, grown woman, teenager, you know? Devastatingly patient. Okay, phew, we're good. We're so in. Trust me, you kids don't want to meet a Spite Elemental. Have you? Yep. Got pretty close to not making it out alive. I guess you're in a fairly exciting line of work then? This woman's line of work might seem intriguing to someone looking in from the outside, but to her, it's all business. It gets that way sometimes. But Spite Elementals aren't exciting. They're terrifying. They suck all the air out of a room and make the world ache. And they don't die easy. Huh. That's kind of metal. You sure do need brass balls to face one down, that's for sure. And a steely gaze. What? 'Cause steel is a metal. And I said it was metal, and then you mentioned brass balls, so... Hannah, please back me up. Nope. You brought this on yourself, mate. No. Nah, she's totally right. Ugh. What's going on here? You bullying my customers, Samantha? Of course not. Good, because that's my job. Poor Tuan, this man's just getting wrecked. You two should go enjoy the evening. There's a nice breeze blowing. Woman. You remembered my name. That's sweet. Sweet isn't a word that people often use to describe Maddie. That's the kind of remark that says more about the person who's talking than the person they're talking about. Hanaki, welcome in. Of course I did. You're interesting. Doesn't that describe everyone who walks through your doors, though? Absolutely not. Especially not in the way that you are. Some people would take offense at that. Your boss... must be very different to mine. Well, my old boss, I guess. I'm my own boss now, actually. Maddie thinks she can make it all on her own. She just might turn out to be right. Apologies. Your approach to hospitality work is very different from what I'm used to, is what I'm trying to say. Figures. Where'd you work? Just some dive bar overseas. Wretched hive of scum and villainy. The owner would never shut up about treating every client like royalty. Sounds like a pain in the arse, if you ask me. I'm not asking, actually, but I appreciate the sentiment nonetheless. So, can I get you anything? Surprise me. You'd like me to pick you something? Yeah. Mind if I ask you a couple questions? Are they related to the drink? Yep. Shoot. Okay. What's your favorite white wine? You're not making me a wine cocktail, are you? No. I'm partial to a glass of Marsanne every now and then. Fancy. Next question. Have you ever read a star chart? Like, in astrology? No. Why? I don't put any stock in mysticism. Hey, this place isn't mystical. To some people, this place seems otherworldly. For others, this is just the world they live in. It's built out of cold, hard facts. I just don't know them all yet. Alright, fair enough. Last question. You're walking in the shallows of an ocean that seems to go into the distance forever. You can't see any land aside from the sand under your feet. Whenever you step forward, the sand sinks just a little bit. As far as you can see, there's no way to escape. Drowning is the only possible outcome. What do you do? Wow, I feel like you're about to pull out a void comp machine or something. It's obviously some sort of test. I run. I swim. I dive when I can. And if I eventually drown, so be it. There's nowhere else to go, and no point to sitting and waiting for starvation or sharks or someone to save me. I have to take action. Interesting. So, what's the verdict? Samantha didn't get a response. Maddie's eyes had glazed over as soon as she'd answered the last question, and now she stood perfectly still, gazing intensely at the rows and rows of dusty bottles lining dustier shelves. What do you do, Yuno, if I'm stuck in that situation? You scrape the sand to make a lump in front of you, so when the sand sinks, you're back at level. Interesting. I don't know. I think I'd probably try to swim. I can tread water at the very least. I would try as long as I could to make sure that I don't drown. But I'm kind of in a similar boat where, like, if there's, like, no other option and I can't just tread forever, then I guess I would just accept the eventual reality of it. As dark as that may be. Because, like, there'd only be so long I could really do it. Her lips moved, but no words came out. As Samantha watched, a flask of red liquid twitched, seemingly of its own accord. Maddie craned her neck up at it and scowled. In response, a smaller bottle, next to the first, and surely only big enough to hold a few drops of something, began to glow. Her scowl shifted to a wry smile. Please, you don't need to open anything new on my account. Gotcha. Your answers were interesting. Coming from some people, that might sound like a non-committal remark, but coming out of Maddie, it might be the most effusive praise you ever get. Ah, I see. So similar to Charlotte Suzu's You're All Right. So were your questions? I'm still having a little trouble figuring out how they relate to each other, though. Is that important? I try to maintain a vague hope that maybe one day things might make sense. And until then? I just try to go with the flow, of course. Sorry for trying to psychoanalyze you there. Try. Do you think you failed? No. What's the verdict then? Well, for one, you tend to accept things as you see them. You don't try to interpret things based off of unrelated frameworks or thought patterns. That said, you do try and make sense of the connections between things, when you can. Maddie's pretty sure she has all the pieces. She's found that putting all of the pieces together requires a bit more effort. But it's no big deal to you if you don't. You just mark it as an unknown variable and move on. And that reads to me as an intensely pragmatic approach. Would you agree? I suppose. You're the sort who doesn't buy drinks to enjoy them. You buy them as camouflage. If you're experienced with pretending to be something you're not in order to blend in, you might develop a talent for recognizing when others are trying to do the same. To hide your face behind. To project a veneer of being untouchable while you watch. Watch what? Everything, I suppose. You take everything in the same way I do. So you're saying that I'm attentive, but that I don't worry about instantly understanding how things are interconnected. Because you're confident that eventually you'll understand it anyway. How do you figure that? You've been watching my hands this whole time. Is that weird? To watch an attractive bartender mixing a very fancy-looking cocktail? To appreciate a craft? No. But given just how interested you are in what my hands are doing, I'd wager that you've got some experience in my field. So, are you just really bad at picking up on when you're being flirted with, or... It's fine, sweetie. In fact, it's pretty cute. I meant in alchemy! The field of alchemy! Uh-huh. I'm sure you're very accomplished in alchemy. Just take the drink. Shit, this is really good. Yeah? Too good to ignore, yeah. It's smoky, but bittersweet, and... Is the contrast with the bitters that really makes you appreciate the sweetness? Or is it the other way around? Almost makes me feel like I'm reaching the end of something. Like I've got a lump in my throat from saying goodbye. But I can't quite tap into that feeling. Like, what did you even put in this? Mezcal? Artichoke bitters, gold heart bitters, and a slice of gorilla lime. Gorilla lime? That can't be a real thing. It's just hard to acquire. Called that because if you bite into one, it feels like you got punched by a gorilla. Physically? No, emotionally. Ah, makes sense. Wait, I don't know who's saying this. Maybe it's Maddie? I am not a wizard. Prove it. Ugh. You're a wizard, Budo. I'm a what? Oh, okay, it was Che and somebody else. Alright, I understand. I didn't catch that.
That guy, the boss you mentioned?
Yeah.
He good to you?
I'm sorry?
Does he treat you well?
Yeah. To a fault, actually. Far past the point where it's rational for him to still be nice to me. No one's ever accused old Che of being rational. It doesn't stop him from trying to be the voice of reason.
Good.
Actually, I'm sorry, that reminds me. I have to dash. Got some setup work for a project to finish before the sun comes up. Maddie rarely engages in careless shenanigans, so when she's up to something, you'd best be on your guard.
Without you here, who will enable my latent alcoholism?
You can just reach over the bar and grab the gin. Tonic's in the bar fridge.
Will do. Come back soon, though. I'd love to discuss alchemy with you some more.
Uh-huh. Catch you later. Maddie! Don't fumble that bag! Girl! You turn your ass around! Hello? She wants to discuss alchemy! That's crazy. I mean, I'm sure the thing that she's doing is very important, but, like, also, ma'am, the bag? Ma'am, the bag? Ma'am?
Wait, one last thing. What was the meaning behind the question about what wine I like?
Oh. I was just curious. It's fine. If Maddie doesn't want her, then we have a shot. So true. We're so in. Maddie leaves. We saunter up to the bar. Me and all my Tamagotchis. You'll wingman me, right? I have to shoot my shot. That's the last one, I reckon. Does it have the magic caps in it? I think so. You can just call them caps, you know. They're built for something different. I refuse to use non-specific language. Huh. Yeah, they're in here. Okay, what about the, thing? You'll have to be a little more... Oh, you know, the thing. Sparky thing. Ashley likes having friends who can understand her even when she fails to be specific. Electric. Sweetie, how long have you been awake? It is better for you if you don't know, I think. Do you mean the voltage regulator? That's the one! Good job. It's in one of the other boxes. I didn't think we needed another one, though. Are you kidding? The last one literally melted. It's a good thing I have an extremely sick metal arm, otherwise I would have been badly injured. Ashley's prosthetic arm is a point of pride. She wouldn't trade it for anything, not even the arm that it replaced. She's so cute. Daughter? Yes, this is our daughter. This is Ashley. I would do anything for her. Yeah, thank goodness. Is there anything missing? I shall check. Need some espresso? I think I will literally die if I have any more. Hey, that's really mature of you. Nice job. Yeah, whatever. You could get me some chocolate if you want. Don't tell Ashley that chocolate has trace amounts of caffeine. At least it's not more espresso.
Sure thing. Be back in a moment.
My power keeps going out. Oh no! I will manifest that it stops. Oh, hey dude, where you been? Hey, just chilling. Not much to do when you're waiting to die.
Hey. Come on, Cooper. I know you're hiding down there somewhere. Hold this, will ya?
Did Ned really say that? Yeah. Do you believe it? I'm not sure. Well, it's not a lie. The most dangerous lies are the lies we tell ourselves. But it's not the whole truth either. And I don't quite have the time to untangle it for you. Maddie's the sort of person to weave tangled webs without too much consideration for who's going to have to untangle them. I've got a hungry teenager downstairs and a summoning ritual to complete. She's part of this too? Don't you take that judgy tone with me. Hey, far be it from me to moralize at you. We're getting a lot of that these days, mate. I'm just trying to keep everyone happy. Tough gig. I'll say.
Alright, now, if you can solder those two wires... No, not those ones! Bloody hell. Who programmed you? Bet she's a jerk. Incredibly intelligent, but a very bad programmer.
Ashley has learned how to program exactly the minimum amount she needs to, and not one iota more. Honestly, based. She wants to focus on the engineering. A programmer, she is not. My queen knows her strengths. You're talking about yourself, right?
What?
Wow. You're really out of it, huh? Where'd you even pull this from?
Leg holster.
You aren't wearing a leg holster.
Arm holster.
Your prosthetic?
It holds 6 million knives. Don't question me on this. I'm the expert here.
Hey, need a hand?
Dude, you should check yourself before you fucking wreck yourself!
No, that's not what I meant!
Oh. Yeah, I guess you can help.
Before I ask what you need, what are you even doing? Maddie mentioned a summoning circle?
Something like that. You ever wanted to live forever?
I'd trade that for just having a second chance, honestly.
Well, grab me that box, please.
You can't just leave that hanging like that.
Watch me. And while you watch me leave you hanging, you can go get the box. Thank you.
Yeah, so, this is really heavy. What's even in here?
A 100 meters of heavy gauge copper cable. In a basement full of magical items, this copper wire might be the thing most in danger of being stolen. It's easier to flip at least. A bunch of capacitors that I'm going to wire together soon. And some various bits and bobs.
That would definitely explain the weight!
Oh, there's also a bunch of clamps.
So, what do you need?
Validation. Chocolate. Coffee. A school system that doesn't punish me for having weird and niche interests.
I meant more,
Communism.
Ashley is a real party girl. I love that for her. I don't think I can get you communism, sorry. And isn't Maddie already getting you chocolate?
You're a terrible comrade, Kishan. If I wasn't close to hitting the LD50 of caffeine, I'd ask you for some coffee. So all you can do right now is give me that sweet validation.
Okay. Your real thumbs up? Oh my god, I can't believe he just pulled the Charlotte Suzu, you're alright. We are 2 for 2 on the Charlotte Suzu, you're alright isms. He did the thumbs up emoji in real life. He did the thing! You're real. Exactly. Good human. I don't know what sort of validation you want here.
I feel like I'm stuck in a loop of trying things that are inevitably going to fail, and I don't know how much of it is my fault for not being good enough at a monumentally difficult task.
At least I think that's her line.
I'm used to being effortlessly good at things. But I feel like my brain is full of bees on this one.
It'll be very funny if these were all Kishan's lines and I just don't know. I think they're hers, though.
And can I deal with failure? I don't think I can. I am not equipped for failure. My entire perception of myself is that I'm good at things. I'm gifted and talented and incredibly afraid that I'm gonna let people down at a vital moment. This is that vital moment. But I just sit here. Paralyzed. And I rationally know that a lot of this pressure is just me being hard on myself. But Maddie and I... we tried this already. And we failed pretty badly. It was a disaster.
For Ashley of all people to call something a disaster, it must have been a real catastrophe.
I can't understate how badly it turned out. So even with all the prep I'm doing, is this enough? Did we learn enough to do it properly? Numbers and formulas and hard science are good, but I can't shake this feeling that I'm gonna screw it up for everyone. And I'm so afraid of letting Maddie down.
There are few things we fear more than disappointing the people we love most. That's heavy as shit, mate.
You reckon?
Fully, yeah. I don't know what to say to that, except that I don't think Maddie would ever feel let down by you. I know I've only been here for like 2 days, but her and Shay seem to really care about you. And I'm sure that extends to accepting you for who you are, limitations and all.
Jordan, thank you for being a member of Soulfire for a year now. 12 months.
That's rough, buddy. That really was just a that's rough, buddy moment. Though, honestly, I think you give off a pretty strong vibe of not giving a shit about your limitations. Or that you indiscriminately power through them with some sort of raw, caffeine-fueled fury.
Can't believe it's been a year. Neither can I.
It's very, very surreal. Anyway, you're immensely powerful and I'm terrified of you.
Fair enough.
I was never really super smart or gifted or anything.
Sometimes the people who think they're not gifted were just never made aware of their gifts. No, that line hurts me!
Keyshawn, you're so gifted. But also very relatable. I just floated through school and work and never focused on much except having a good time. I can definitely imagine the sort of pressure you'd have on you, though. Especially given how big this task is.
Yeah.
So I can't say for sure that this thing is gonna be easy, or even successful.
In the terminal, it can feel like nothing is easy. Even Sunday mornings come with their own set of trials and tribulations.
I do think it's important that you work on giving yourself a break from the weight of your own expectations.
But
it's not an easy thing, I'm sure. But my boyfriend is similar. He's very hard on himself when he feels like he's letting himself down.
So, it doesn't go away?
I don't think so. I think it just gets easier to deal with as you learn to be more empathetic to yourself. Self-forgiveness and all that.
It's often hardest to forgive someone when you're aware of all of their flaws.
Ugh, too many of these comments are real.
Blech.
It definitely took him a good few years to even begin to be able to deal with his self-imposed shame.
I guess I can try that?
You can try that. Or you can continue feeling super bad about yourself all the time.
I mean, when you put it like that...
Right?
I hate how rational you sound.
I know. I'm disgusted at myself.
They're so cute.
Sup, nerds? What's going on in this thread? That's such a dated reference, Maddie. You're crazy. What?
You're suddenly in a good mood.
I maybe ate some of your chocolate. Maybe Maddie ate some chocolate. Maybe grass is green.
Oh, I swear to God, if there isn't any left...
Yes, we've been over this before. You'll comprehensively murderize me. You'd hate it if someone failed to be comprehensive when they went about murderizing you. I've seen some incomplete murderizing attempts, and they ain't pretty. Ashley's hit. Don't worry, I only ate a little bit.
Excellent!
Is this enchanted chocolate or just normal chocolate? What about unenchanted dark chocolate? Where does that fall on the normal abnormal chocolate spectrum? Does he deserve to know?
I don't know. I kinda like the mystery.
It's completely normal chocolate, isn't it?
Maybe. Maybe not.
Can I have some then?
Eh.
Come on! You owe me.
For what?
Helping you set up all this!
Oh, yeah, that's fair.
This is totally normal chocolate. Yeah. Did you expect it to not be that? Well, you implied.
We never implied. You came up with that one all on your own.
Damn it.
Alright, I I'm bored. Later, dorks.
Don't you run off on me, miss. This magic hat bank isn't even half done.
I'll do it later. For now, I'm gonna go take a nap under that table. If anyone disturbs me... Come on.
You'll be happy? Confused. Ticklish. Extra hungry.
I will...
Mention me in your diary. Maddie doesn't keep a diary. All those thoughts and memories just stay cooped up in her head. One day she's going to run out of space or sanity.
I will exact terrible revenge on both of you later.
Geez, that phrase definitely doesn't start with an M.
Ah! Bye!
The power rolled under the table. She's so funny. I love this child. Actual gremlin. That's a very Yuno reaction. What do you mean? That's so messed up. I would not body roll under a table. Hope the legs doesn't break. It's okay, she didn't hit them. I was expecting her to just exit the scene. No, she said she was gonna go nap under a table, so now she's just rolling underneath it. I'm not being too hard on her, am I? You? Nah, she thinks you're great. Huh. Good. I could probably stand to give her a break, though. There are a few people who appreciate a break more than Ashley, especially when it's a break from Maddie. I mean, just... I'm expecting a lot from her right now. She does seem a little overloaded. Fuck. But she'd tell me if things were too much, right? I don't know. Seems like she idolizes you. Idolatry is a sin, isn't it? It can't be healthy behavior. Well, I mean, anyway. I reckon she'd pretty happily burn herself out for you, you know? I just need her for the next 4 or 5 hours. Then everything will be okay. Is that when you're planning on performing the ritual? This thing? Yeah. What's it for, anyway? Conduit ritual. Super forbidden magic. Oh, cool. Are you actually cool with this, or... Not hugely, actually. Why is that? Well, you know, I was talking to Ned earlier, and... Actually, don't worry about it. It's fine. I don't care. What's it do? You know how I took a couple hours from you down here? Vividly. This is just a bigger scale version of that spell. Higher capacity. Who are you taking hours from? Nobody. Don't worry, bud. You're at a deficit already. When you get deep enough into the hole, you kind of stop worrying about climbing out of it and just accept your fate. I can't touch you. Right. Okay. So, even if you're lying right now, shouldn't you have taken enough to pay off your debt multiple times at this point? The hours weren't for that. Or maybe it just felt like hours. It can be hard to judge time when you're wandering around aimlessly. What the hell did you do with them, then? Where'd they go? For our research, we used the following materials. Wire of copper, heavily drawn. Jasmine chalk, not Dover. Sustained electric supply of at least 20 volts. Car battery. Capacitors composed of beep need better durability. However, we believe extra components are required. Our conduit's properties varied with the layout of our summoning circle, and despite the departure of our test subject during our trials, we were able to ascertain a number of efficiency-orientated refinements. Certain kinds of optimization require a real dedication to craft, as well as the absolute necessity of a living but non-sentient vessel to act as a so-called storage container. More testing is required, though obtaining a willing subject for future methodology evaluations without attracting the attention of the Council will be difficult, to say the least. I stored them. All those hours are in this tree. Ba-ba-ba. The drama. What a twist. Ah, we've got our interlude little guys.
I miss eating.
Why? What was your diet like?
I remember. Sushi.
Sushi? I thought you said you were a crab.
What, you think crabs aren't dexterous enough to make sushi?
Unquestionably, yes. What is this sushi?
It's delicious is what it is.
Rice and fish and seaweed. Humans eat it.
And crabs.
I just don't know where a crab would find rice, or a way to make good sushi.
I also ate garbage.
Yes, I also ate garbage on occasion. Unbelievable, you two. Unbelievable. Garbage is good for the soul. This track slaps hard. I too love this track. I think it's considered like Ashley's theme because it usually plays whenever like Ashley or her little robots are around. It's really good. This game doesn't have like a lot of unique tracks, but they're all really solid. It's a really solid soundtrack. Garbage is good for the soul. I know, I relate to this little guy. Also, for those of you who haven't seen the other episodes, I drew these faces on them. Technically, you could have the whole game have them without faces, but there's like a little mini feature that lets you draw faces on them, and I drew these. Garbage is garbage. It's in the name.
What did you eat when you were alive then?
Grass. Just normal grass.
Boring.
And tree roots sometimes. There are tree roots here, yes?
Yeah, there are. Why don't you chomp on them?
Well, I'm not hungry. We don't eat. And also, more importantly, they are powerfully magical. Maddie needs them. If we damage things that Maddie needs, then Ashley will be disappointed in us.
A suboptimal state of affairs.
I can feel the power in them too. However, I do not feel compelled to chomp on them. What a strange thought.
Love to chomp. Chomp sushi. Chomp sandwiches. Chomp garbage.
You are so weird. But no, I do really love the soundtrack in this game. It's quite good. Very enjoyable. oomph. Make your creator proud. Oh, are we in the tool section now? You can now speak to Samantha to experience the side story Devil's Den. We can get a whole side story with Samantha? Ayo. But considering how long the last one was, I don't know if we want to commit to that in this particular moment in time. We might perish. And by perish, I mean, it would take a lot of time. But that might be for next episode at the very least. Okay, so there's that. I think there was one up here, over here somewhere. This spot, and then is there another? Oh my god, it is very hard to navigate these. I think there's only these two. I think. For like lore bits. Okay, so we'll go over here first, because I saw this one first. Something down under. I saw Tuan, so I think this is Tuan's dialogue. Maybe this is another Tuan in, his girl story. Tuan and Hannah. Come on, I want to show you something. For a moment, Tuan thought of grabbing Hannah by the hand to lead her, but he couldn't bring himself to do it. Something about the idea of holding her hand seemed simultaneously too childish and too intimate for him to try this early in the night. "Oh, where are you taking me?" said Hannah. "Someplace cool," said Tuan. He located a ladder leading down from the lower level and gestured to it. "After you." "And now you're asking me to be the first one to jump into the gaping maw of whatever monsters might be lurking down there." Hannah shook her head ruefully. "Where have all the gentlemen gone?" Tuan smirked. "I think a gentleman might say, ladies first." "And I think a lady might say, I'll stand quietly behind while you deal with this street ruffian." "Go ahead, barrel face first into danger. I'll follow behind." "Well," said Tuan, "technically I'm going feet first. You know, going down vertically and all that. My head is actually the last part of me that will be arriving on the lower level." "Are we going to keep standing here bantering, or are you going to show me whatever's down there?" said Hannah. "You seemed enthused by the idea only a few moments ago." "I guess I just got distracted by your cattiness." Hannah got on the ladder on top of Tuan. "Don't look up. Trust me, you won't get the show you're expecting if you do." "Fine." Tuan descended the ladder, keeping his gaze decidedly horizontal. After arriving on the level below, he studied his feet until Hannah landed beside him. Hannah joined him in studying his feet. "Oh, please don't tell me you're one of those freaks who's obsessed with his sneakers." "Nah," said Tuan. "Just the kind who finds the sight of his own shoelaces a safe distraction from whatever he's trying to avoid looking at." "Oh, good," said Hannah. "Did you hear about that brawl in Darwin?" "No," said Tuan. "Well, it was actually Darwin, California. You know, these international news sites always trying to sucker me into reading stories about what's happening in America. Anyway, nobody was hospitalized, and several kids walked away from that store with black eyes to show to their friends. I can understand that collectibles are a big deal, but come on, we live in a society. I don't think I'll ever understand sneakerheads." "Wait, that's actually a thing?" said Tuan. "Yeah," said Hannah. "You didn't know about it? It's really big with hip youngsters." "I guess I don't pay very close attention to the behavior of hip youngsters." "Well, that was evident from the moment I laid eyes on you," said Hannah. "But you seem adventurous enough. Maybe one day you'll encounter one of them. On that note, what are we here to see?" Tuan led Hannah to one of the portholes of the room they were in. "Look at this." "Whoa, that is indeed a porthole." "No, I mean what's on the other side." "Yup," said Hannah. "That certainly is water on the other side of that porthole." "Hold on," said Tuan. "There's supposed to be a..." He trailed off. "A what?" "I don't want to spoil the surprise," said Tuan. "Well, you have effectively replaced my awe and wonder of seeing the sea through a porthole in the basement of a Melbourne cafe
with a feeling of disappointment that I'm not seeing whatever it is I'm supposed to be seeing. Tuan checked several of the other portholes. This is weird. It's usually... The sound of something landing behind them caused Tuan and Hannah to spin around and face the ladder they just climbed down. A girl with twin tails stood up from a crouching stance and dusted herself off. Did you just jump down? Said Tuan. Yep, said the girl. It's only 10 meters. And to think we wasted our time climbing down that ladder like schmucks, said Hannah. So, Tuan stood, gawking at the girl for a few moments. Sorry, I don't remember your name. I'm Ashley, said the girl. I guess turnabout is fair play, because I don't remember your name either. It's Tuan. And I'm Hannah. You two know each other? Hannah said to Tuan as she pointed at Ashley. Yes, said Tuan. We know each other so well that we greet each other by asking each other what our names are. That's a great greeting ritual, said Hannah. We should try to popularize it. You know, normalize introducing yourself by name even to people you met before. I bet it would save some people from a lot of awkwardness. Not everyone is good with names, you know. That's a great idea, said Ashley. I'm going to start doing that. Hannah shot a glance at Tuan and he grinned. So, what are you doing down here? Said Hannah. Here to kick us out. Is this a no patron zone?
Imagine coming into stream, greeting you, and saying our names. In this particular instance, yeah, that would be kind of silly because your usernames are right there. But that would be funny.
No, it's no problem, said the girl. But I was eavesdropping. Tuan's eyes widened, and he looked at Hannah, but Hannah seemed to be more amused than upset at Ashley's appearance. And, said Ashley, it sounded like you weren't seeing what you wanted to be seeing, so I thought I'd come down and take you lower. Oh, where am I being taken now? Said Hannah. About 1,000 I think that's Ashley still. About 1,000 fathoms is where things start to get interesting, said Ashley. How much is 1,000 fathoms? Said Hannah. Ashley paused. It's about 1,800 meters, said Tuan. Sounds like a lot of climbing, said Hannah. Guess I should have brought better ladder climbing shoes. That sounds like the lament of a non-sneakerhead, said Tuan. Oh, no need to climb, said Ashley. Just hang on a sec. Ashley walked up to a panel with several mechanical levers, and after several moments, the water outside the porthole began changing hue. What was that? Said Hannah. Swordfish, said Ashley. Actually, I'm pretty sure it was a sailfish, said Tuan. I'm pretty sure you made that up, said Hannah. No, really, said Tuan. They're a marlin, and they have a long bill like a swordfish, but they also have a broad, erect dorsal fin. If you had left the word erect out of that sentence, I might have believed you, said Hannah. No, he's probably right, said Ashley. I've seen him down here with marine biology books. He's a huge nerd, so I'd definitely trust his word over mine. Well, I'm glad that's settled, said Hannah. The part about you being a nerd, I mean. I think the sailfish with an erect dorsal fin still sounds kind of sketchy to me. Eventually, the room stopped descending, and Hannah looked outside the porthole. Now I see what you were excited about. There's a lot of stuff going on down here. Hey, nerd boy, what's this one called? Tuan tried to follow Hannah's pointing finger. Which one are you pointing at? That shark-looking thing. It looks like it's as big as a whale. Oh, said Tuan. That's a whale shark. See, said Hannah. I knew you were just making up names. No, that one's right, said Ashley. That's one of the few ones I know because it's so easy to remember. It's a cross between a whale and a shark. Whale shark. So, said Hannah, this is the level of the ocean where interspecies romance happens. There isn't actually any whale DNA in a whale shark, said Tuan. It just has that name because of its size. It's the largest known species of fish. Hannah shook her head. First it's a whale shark, then it's just a shark, and now it's a fish. Tuan, The thing you need to know about making stuff up is that you need to stick to one version of the story.
Sharks are fish, said Tuan. You didn't know that? They have gills. I'm kind of surprised you didn't know.
I don't think you're the one who should be surprised by any of this, said Hannah. Everything you've shown me down here is thoroughly weird. Me not knowing that sharks are fish? That seems very normal to me. Hey, Ashley, did you know that sharks are fish? Nope, said Ashley. This is my first time hearing it too. Must be another made-up Tuan fact about marine biology, said Hannah. Tuan shrugged his shoulders. I guess so. The truth is that I'm just really creative and good at making up so-called facts. The part about me being a nerd who spends all his time studying marine biology must be a lie. No, I still believe that part, said Hannah. Me too, said Ashley. The trio stood for a few moments, wavering between looking out the porthole and looking at each other. The awkwardness hit just a few seconds before Ashley spoke up. Anyway, I figured this is where you wanted to hang out, so here you go, 2,000 fathoms. Give me a holler if you want to go deeper. Ashley walked to the ladder and disappeared through the hole in the ceiling.
Was that it? That's kind of funny. I like how Ashley just sets them up and she's like, alright, bye, see you later.
Yep, I guess that's it.
What are sharks? They give live birth? That's so true. What even are sharks? Will we ever truly know the answer? Probably not. I'm surprised there's only these two in here. Oh, no, there is another one. I was standing on top of it. Ha 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 ha. Ah ha ha ha. Okay, let me just do this. Tanquary 10? Fun words I don't know. It's a Samantha story, so yippee! Some of them do, but they're fish. Oh. Samantha sat alone at the bar, taking occasional sips from a glass of gin. She wasn't sure that tonight was a night she really wanted to be drinking, but the comforting familiarity of the gin kept her raising the glass to her lips. The drink didn't set well in her stomach, but each sip left her feeling warm, and with each sip the knot in her stomach seemed to become less and less noticeable, and so she kept drinking. The green bottle had become something of a friend over the years, and with it she shared the kind of friendship born not out of any sort of affection, so much as one of familiarity and convenience. Drinking the Tanqueray neat took her back to the first apartment she'd lived in after moving from her hometown in New Mexico to the parts of Melbourne that bordered the docks. The same apartment where she discovered that liquor was vastly cheaper when bought by the bottle than when bought by the glass in the setting of a bar, and where she'd learned that the cinnamon and coriander gave the gin enough flavor without the need for mixers. The Tanqueray was her coming-of-age drink, and consequently, she enjoyed a private relationship with it. Most of the alcohol she'd consumed in the past year had been on the job, but gin was something that she kept hidden away at home, for the private moments when it was only her, a green bottle, and an overwhelming sense of dread. Samantha emptied the glass, and for a moment continued to hold the empty glass up to her mouth, looking down her nose at the bottom of the glass as if asking God for a sign that this was the time to stop drinking. She had no intention of stopping, but she figured it was worth giving the Everlasting a chance to interdict if she was transgressing by drinking so heavily. No divine intervention came to stop her from raising her hand to signal Maddie for another drink. There was a small throbbing inside her ears that seemed to think it was a bad idea, but she was sure that was the result of hearing damage, and not the voice of God ringing in her ears. She was fairly sure that she didn't believe in God, but something about her Catholic upbringing kept her occasionally checking in, just to confirm that her suspicions that there wasn't anyone upstairs judging her on... Just to confirm her suspicions that there wasn't anyone upstairs judging her on her hedonism. Hedonism? Hedonism. Ooh, boy, is this a rambling session. But it makes sense, she is drinking. Still, if there was any time of place to question her lack of belief in God, a cafe that seemed to exist in the borderland between life and death seemed as good a place as any to do it. Her mother had told her that it was only by the grace of God that she walked the earth, and if it wasn't a force of God that kept this cafe's doors open, it was certainly something otherworldly. Oh, really? Is it that short?
I'm clicking and there's nothing else.
I guess. Crazy. And then I think this is the only other thing. Unless I missed something else. I did! Fate of Icarus. Okay. And there's this up here. Man, it is sometimes so hard to figure out where things are in this game. Crazy. Alright, we'll do Fate of Icarus first. Actually, one second. I have to go, take care of the, flowers real quick. I will mute, but I'll leave the music on, obviously. Where's my microphone? There we go. Be right back.
turn. Sorry about that, I'm back. Hi.
I needed a little second anyway. It was good to stretch my legs and stuff. Okay. Let's get into it. This is Che's POV. My Che voice is like one of the more inconsistent ones. I guess it's because we don't see him as much, so it's kind of hard for me to always remember. I feel like his voice and Keyshawn's are starting to blend a little, but it's okay. It is what it is. Alright. There was a point where your model shifted and I thought you were back. Ghost? Ghost in my room? 'Cause that wasn't me. What the frick? Ghost in my room, apparently. Anyway.
The first thing Che noticed when he entered Ashley's workshop was that her workbench was not in its usual place. It had been pushed up against the wall. The second thing he noticed was that Ashley was sitting on the bench, her back slumped against the wall, evidently still feeling the effects of a caffeine crash. "Hey," said Ashley, but her eyes didn't move up to meet his. That wasn't like Ashley. She usually greeted people with her eyes before greeting them with her voice. "Hey, kiddo," said Che. "You doing okay?" "I am okay. Feeling tired and achy and yet somehow unable to rest is okay," said Ashley. "My mind is still amped up but unable to do anything productive. Why do I feel like this, Che? Is this my life now? Am I going to be okay?" Che stepped up to Ashley's workbench and seated himself next to her. "I tell you to relax, but it sounds like you're already trying and failing. So maybe it's okay to be amped up and also tired?" "It's kind of the worst," said Ashley. "To be tired but also incapable of resting." Che smiled. Tired but also incapable of resting described how he felt on most days. It had become such a familiar part of his condition that he forgot what it was like to be young, to have the kind of energy that Ashley always seemed to be brimming with. "I think you'll have to get used to that, kiddo," said Che. "I think you're just getting an early taste of what being an adult is like." "That's not reassuring at all," said Ashley. "You feel like this every day? If you came here to comfort me, you are doing a terrible job." Che frowned. He always considered himself a good teacher, but he'd come to learn that mentoring someone required skills beyond simply teaching them a skill. When it came to comforting people in times of crisis, he always seemed to manage to find the right words. On day-to-day matters, however... "Well," said Che, I think I spend a lot of days feeling how you feel right now. But luckily this will pass for you. And look at it this way. You've learned something today, didn't you?" "Yes," said Ashley. "Maddie is in possession of powerful potions that can yield devastating effects, and she disguises them under innocent-sounding names like espresso." Che nodded, more a nod prompting her to continue than to display approval. "But also... Also, you have a terrible bedside manner." "Well, but you weren't forced to drink the coffee, were you?" "No, I did that to myself," said Ashley. "Is that what you wanted me to say?" "You were right, Che. I tried something new for the first time, and now I get to spend the rest of my life regretting it." "Try a few hours," said Che. "I'm pretty sure the regret will wear off as soon as you recover from this caffeine crash. After that, hopefully it will be codified in a part of your brain that hesitates just a little bit when you're tempted to ask for a third or fourth espresso shot." Ashley continued looking straight ahead. "Point remains. Trying new things can be hazardous to your health. Actions have consequences. And the consequences can feel real bad." She opened her mouth and made a noise that was halfway between a gasp and a yawn, like someone who had too much carbon dioxide in their bloodstream and didn't know how to correct that problem without making a face that resembled a fish. "Thanks for the lesson, Che. I'm never going to try ingesting anything new ever again." Che frowned again and tried his best to course correct back to something that resembled a useful lesson. "That's nice and all, but I don't think that avoiding new and novel drinks is going to protect you from ever encountering harm again." "Right, which is why I'm not limiting it to drinks. said Ashley. No new foods. I've got a decent enough palate anyway. I think I'm good sticking to the same dozen or so meals for the rest of my life.
Che looked at Ashley and hesitated for a moment. He wasn't sure what words of wisdom he could impart to the girl, but he was pretty sure that words weren't the only way to get someone out of a slump. Ashley, stand up. He stood up himself, for fear of looking unwilling to follow his own advice.
Why?
Said Ashley. Because you can.
I can't,
said Ashley. All the more reason to stand up, said Che. You should stand up to prove that you can. And if you can't, well, that's good to know too. Ashley groaned and twisted so that she was lying down on the workbench. Che was about to object, but then she started rolling off the workbench and plopped onto the floor.
Ouch.
Che washed Ashley, not reaching down to offer her a hand. If she was capable of saying ouch, she was capable of asking for help if she needed it. Several painful moments later, Ashley lifted herself off the floor and shuffled backward until she was leaning against the wall next to her workbench.
See?
Oh, see? You thought you couldn't stand, but you can.
Hooray for me. I'm overjoyed,
she said in a tone that was clearly far from overjoyed. You can sit down if you'd like to, said Che, sensing that standing was actually a non-trivial feat for Ashley at this moment. She hopped back onto the workbench, but this time sat perched at the edge, with her legs hanging over the edge rather than slumped back with her back against the wall like she had been when he had first walked in. That was a good sign. I don't want one bad experience to kill your sense of adventure, said Che.
Look at where my sense of adventure has gotten me, Che. I flew too close to the sun, and now that I'm on the surface of the sun, the lights are all bright and I feel hot and tingly all over and I feel tired like it's summer all the time and I really don't like it. I'm just like Icarus.
That's not how the story of Icarus goes, though, said Che.
Isn't it?
Icarus didn't fly to the sun, said Che. His journey was limited to our atmosphere. He just got too close to the sun and his wings melted. Ashley raised an eyebrow.
Oh, is that what happened? Now the part at the beginning of the story where his dad tells him not to fly too close to the sun or his wings will melt makes a lot more sense. Classic foreshadowing.
I see. Also, is my model frozen? Yeah, my model's frozen. I'm not moving. Hello? Model? Yuno, are you broken? Imagine explaining Icarus to someone. Well, to be fair, she is a child. Hold on, let me see if I can unstick. What is happening here? Hello? Is it my phone? No, my phone's still connected. Hello? Maybe I should restart the app. Hold on. Boy. My phone sure loves working.
Open up. Wow.
Okay, I guess that's a bit better. I'm moving when I'm moving, so... Minor victories. Okay. I noticed I was, like, not moving when I wiggled, so... Clearly there was a problem. But we're okay now. Okay.
Let me get the thing back up.
You're forgetting a part of the story, though, said Che. Icarus's father told him not to fly too high or the sun would melt his wings. But he also said not to fly too low when crossing the sea, or his wings would get wet and he would sink and drown.
Wow, so Icarus flying high was actually brilliant. His wings melted, but he managed to avoid drowning.
Ashley's voice was still monotone, but she was leaning forward. Well, no, said Che. He still drowned because after his wings melted, he crashed into the sea. Ashley gave a nod of acknowledgement.
Same result. So the moral of the story is that you're doomed no matter what you do?
No, said Che. He drowned. But before he drowned, he soared.
Story still ends with him drowning, said Ashley.
Every story ends with death in some way, Ashley. The question isn't whether you will die or not. The question is, before you die, will you take the opportunity to see just how high you can fly? Whoa, that's deep. Okay, Che. Icarus was the original Goldilocks story. I guess, except instead of managing to find the option that's just right, Icarus chooses one of the extremes and then suffers for it. Suffers the consequences. That's an interesting twist on telling the story of Icarus, though. Okay, and then Ashley's Inventions is, I think, the last one in here. JK, I have to read that too, but then I can leave, I believe. Okay. Ashley's Inventions.
Ashley's original ideas. Do not seal. Floor sweeper. My last experiment with the Kitchen Assistant V1 was a big success, if you measure success in how quickly it was able to pulverize things generally. The throwing objects at the ceiling technique does not work for pulverizing carrots or celery for salads, but it is very good at pulverizing halogen lamp bulbs. This made me think about how much better it would be if the floor were self-cleaning. Ashlings can sweep up a bit, but usually all they do is move dust around, and it's hard to get them to actually collect debris and put it into the trash. If the entire floor were covered with air jets, any small bits of debris that dropped onto the floor would get quickly whisked away toward a corner, where a vacuum or something could suck them up into a disposal chute. Having a bunch of air jets would require a lot of power to run. But air isn't the only fluid that could be used to carry dirt and dust and broken shards of halogen lamp bulbs. Water could also probably do the trick. The issue is that water would damage the floor. Ripping up the wooden floorboards and pouring concrete would solve that problem, and we could mold the concrete in a way that its shape directed the water toward a drain in the floor. That would mean no more need to sweep. We could just hose down the entire cafe at the end of the day and it would drain itself.
Air is a fluid in her world. In the world of this, like, 12-year-old, air is a fluid.
Then it would be dry by morning. That's actually a really good idea that doesn't require any special equipment or specialized hardware once the floor is installed. I should copyright that idea to make sure that nobody steals it.
Girl, you can't copyright the idea of concrete floors with drains. She's so funny.
Update. After several days of calling the Australian Copyright Council, I finally talked to a person who told me that what I want to cover inventions is a patent, not a copyright. After several more days of trying to contact the patent office, I was told that someone already used my idea. I wonder if it's possible to sue someone for stealing your idea before you came up with it. It's pretty unfair that I'm not able to patent an idea just because I'm too young to have had the idea before someone else claimed it.
She's so silly.
Knife Retriever version 2. Previously, I discarded the idea of using a large electromagnet to retrieve the knife that was lodged in the ceiling. My research has led me to believe that the knife in the ceiling is actually stainless steel, which contains iron. Iron is ferromagnetic, which is weird because you'd think that only ferro would be ferromagnetic, but I guess iron is too. Also, I was able to find a gas-powered generator that could supply enough power to run an electromagnet for a short period of time, so I don't need to worry about the circuit breakers. It requires a lot of gas, but luckily getting the knife down only requires running the electromagnet for a short period of time. I created the electromagnet by spooling a power cable around a piece of iron. The good news is that the electromagnet is great at pulling knives from where they are. The bad news is that it pulled all of the knives from the drawers that were within a meter of it when I turned it on. Also, the knife in the ceiling wasn't affected because it was too far away. I looked it up and magnetic attraction follows an inverse cube law. I'm not sure what the opposite of a cube is. Maybe it's a sphere? But the more I think about it, the more it makes sense that objects further away aren't pulled as strongly by a magnet.
Why is the knife in the ceiling? She had a previous invention that was supposed to make it easier to get a knife to Maddie, who is in charge of the bar, but it flung the knife way too far, and it got stuck in the ceiling. So then she's been trying to come up with different inventions that can get the knife down because she is a small child and she cannot reach the ceiling where the knife is. Also, Maddie doesn't know that the knife is up there, so she's trying to get it down before Maddie can realize that she took a knife and threw it into the ceiling. It's very complicated, but basically Ashley is silly. Inverse cube law? Holy cow, I actually understood that. The girl is spinning things that grown adults seem to know. She's very smart.
The Beseecher 5000. After my lack of success with the Knife Retriever version 2, I asked Che for help, and he lifted me up so I was able to pull the knife from the ceiling. He asked how long it had been up there, and I said, not long, and he said, more than a day? And I said, oh, it wasn't up for a day, which is technically true. I'm glad that asking Che for help succeeded, but I think in the future there needs to be a way to automate this process of asking Che for help.
Girl. She's gonna come up with a machine that can ask him for assistance. This sounds like something we would try to do to keep you from knowing about the knife on our ceiling. Why would you guys keep that a secret from me? Also, you guys could possess the knife to wiggle it out of the ceiling. I feel like you'd be able to solve that problem so much faster that way.
I think I need to create a robot with speech capabilities that is capable of asking for favors. Then I could have the robot ask for favors on my behalf. I think this is a good idea, because usually when you ask someone for a favor, then you owe them a favor afterward. But if it were the robot asking for the favor, then the robot would owe the favor, not you. Then the person would ask the robot to do them a favor, and the robot would say, sorry, I am only capable of talking to people, not doing tasks. Then if the person asked the robot to ask you for a favor, the robot would say, I'm sorry, my battery is running low, and then it would self-destruct.
So silly.
It would be expensive to build a new robot every time you had to ask for another favor. But it'd be better than having to owe someone a bunch of favors after they helped you.
So she says. But no one would be there to catch us on the way down. You'd be fine. Don't worry about it. A letter from Sophie Cordova. I don't know who that is, Smile. Just making sure one last time. I think we're good. Yeah, it's Icarus. Okay, we're good.
My dear Maddie, thank you for getting in touch with me. Or perhaps I should say congratulations. I make such a point of making myself hard to find that it's always a surprise to hear from anyone. I sometimes find myself fearing the day when I'll be contacted by someone who isn't a fan of mine, and who is more interested in locking me away than seeking my advice. One might think that people interested in putting me away would be more capable and in possession of more resources than those like yourself who simply possess curiosity, and yet it's always the latter who manage to break through the veil I've erected between myself and the outside world. You are the first in over 3 years to manage this, and so it is now time for me to find another hiding place. If your next letter manages to find me, I'll truly have something to worry about. If you're looking for a solution to the problem you outlined in your letter, I'm afraid I must disappoint you. My business is that of teaching people how to ask the right questions so that they can find the answers themselves, not giving the answers. After all, the most worthwhile answers are the ones I haven't found yet. That being said, your question about time transference is an issue of special interest to me. The idea of storing vitality within a living, non-sentient creature such as a plant is one that I've long considered. The issue has always been one of retrieval. If you did find a way to transfer vitality from a plant into a sentient creature, it would result in a tremendous discharge of energy. Such a great discharge that I'm sure it would kill whatever subject was on the receiving end. Absorbing life force from something doesn't seem that it would do you much good if it kills you in the process. Consequently, I've never experimented with this process myself. Even if I have earned a reputation for being a rule breaker, there are certain things that are simply off limits. Your idea of using a non-living soul as the target for transference is an interesting one. No risk of killing the vitality recipient if it's already dead. Of course, that would require finding a way to infuse a non-living soul with vitality in the first place. And being that most reanimation techniques involve a significant discharge of energy, using the vitality transfer as the trigger would effectively be killing 2 birds with 1 stone. Of course, reanimation is a far cry from necromancy, but if your only problem is one of living on borrowed time, well, you know better than I do how to resolve the particulars. I'm an alchemist, not a necromancer. If I can offer you one piece of advice, these kind of vitality transfers are not something to be experimented with. Any time that time is borrowed or lent, you're making an alteration to a ledger that the powers that be keep a very careful eye on.
Even the smallest of disturbances is enough to attract their notice, and attracting their notice will put a quick end to any research you might be in the midst of. So if you're going to try a vitality transference, don't experiment. Go straight for the end goal. If you're going to catch the attention of those whose attention you do not want, make sure that the endeavor is worthwhile. If you have a good reputation, it would be a shame to squander it on something so trivial as allowing a mouse a few extra seconds on this side of mortality. As they say, go big or go home. I appreciate your taking the time to write to me. You've given me new things to pontificate on, and perhaps one day you may see the results of that pontification in one of my future volumes. Of course, it should go without saying that you won't be able to reach me again, at least not the same way you did before. I've been found, and that means I need to do a better job of covering my tracks. While I rationally hope that I'll never find myself in a position where a fan's letter finds me, there's always a part of me that hopes that one of my readers will manage to track me down. Banana, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome in, raiders. For those of you that might not know me, I am Yuno Hanaki, currently of production Kawaii's Hanamizuki, although I will be turning independent in a couple of weeks. Thank you very much for the raid. I am a half Oni VTuber. I play a lot of comfy games, visual novels, things with like stories, casual games. I also do a lot of yapping. Welcome in. Currently I'm playing Necrobarista, which is one of those visual novel type games. I hope you guys had a good stream. Thank you very much for the raid. Feel free to stick around. Who knows? Perhaps the next letter I receive at my next residence will come from you. Yeah, welcome in. I hope you enjoy your stay. But I'm sure that you have better things to do with your time than try to track me down. There is a time to adopt the posture of a student and focus on learning, but it's obvious to me that you are someone who has spent plenty of time learning things and is now ready to do things. So do things, Maddie. Do big things, do dangerous things, do things that break the rules. Not all rules need to be broken, but if you're smart enough to find me, you're smart enough to know which rules are worth breaking. I'm grateful that it's always the reader mail that seems to find me, and never the demands to appear before some kind of tribunal or committee. I used to think that this was a long string of extremely good luck on my part. But over time, I've come to realize that those who wish me gone lack the insight of the people who earnestly read my work. Readers such as yourself, who are the only ones who truly know me well enough to understand how I think and where I would hide. Bravo, Maddie. You've demonstrated your ability to think like me. Now, you must learn to think like yourself. Yours truly, Sophie Cordova. I think that's the person who wrote the Alchemy books in, like, part 1. From, like, freaking forever ago. Crazy. Ooh. Alright. Guess we'll go ahead and... Well, it's gonna load me back in here, like, when I start up again, probably, because I realize I don't really have that much time to keep reading like story plot stuff right now. Story is very, very good, but it is very long. I'm full of the yappery. Oh, hello? Ma'am, is that your boss? He's kind of scary looking. I don't want to know about him. Stay away from her! Get a job! It's my wife you're talking to. My wife, because Maddie fumbled the bag. You hear me, Maddie? Still mad that you fumbled the bag. I would not fumble her. But I think I will call it here for today, at least in terms of story stuff. We'll still yap for a little, because I'd feel bad to make the raiders immediately go somewhere else. But I think at least for now, we'll save the progression for next time. Hopefully we'll be able to get through some more. And we'll do the side story too, which will take a couple of hours. Whoopee! My voice is getting kind of sore there. Thank you, of course. I appreciate the raid. Very happy. I hope you had a good stream. What were you doing? Also, Pyrrha, I didn't notice this. Thank you for the $20 from earlier. I know you said secret funds, but, well, I saw it now. It's not secret anymore. I saw it. I feel like I say this every time I'm here for one of these, but thanks for bringing a spotlight to one of my favorite VNs. Of course! It's been really fun to play. I really like it. I don't know if you were here for last week's when we went through the first side story, but everybody really loves, Tuan and Hannah. Their side story was so good. The writing for that was just peak. Top tier. Loved it very, very much. Competing on a Roblox game? Oh, I've never played Roblox. But I noticed that people started getting into it because of, what's it called? Dress to Impress? That is on Roblox, right? I think so. I wasn't got a kick out of watching everyone pop off. It was good! I was so emotional. So good. It was a very good story. I liked it very, very much. But yeah, I've never picked up Roblox. I haven't really had an interest in the Robloxes or the Fortnites or any of that stuff. Perhaps it is the grandma in me. But I'm just like, no, I'm good, thanks. It'd be like that sometimes. But I'm glad that other people have been enjoying it, having fun with it, all that stuff. Where are we gonna raid in a couple minutes? Or will you just play when invited for collabs? You're so real for that. I guess the first step for me is to start getting invited to more collabs. I'm getting there. It might be a bit tougher once I go indie, but I will do my best. I will do my best. Let's see. Oh, Kaya is still alive, that's true. At least for a little bit. I don't know how long they're going to keep being live for. I got a ping in the Kawaii Discord that says that they're doing Discord karaoke right now. Did they finish the game? What are they doing? Being silly, I'm sure. Ping! Yeah, I got pinged a while back. I saw it when I came back from taking care of the flowers, but they were like, hey, we're doing Discord karaoke, and I'm just like, what, again? I don't know how long they're going to be doing it for, but apparently it's what they're doing. Roblox can be fun if you approach it with the right mindset, but I think the games are kind of disposable. I get what you're saying. I find it strange that games have, like, gotten to the point where the only way to really have fun with them is to make your own game within it. I guess I feel that way more about Fortnite, because Fortnite just adopted the Roblox model, but, like, games within games that have to be made by the player base are kinda, I guess, fascinating is a way to put it. It's just like an interesting angle for online games to start taking, I guess. I suppose I am simply expecting there to be more game in an already existing game. But that's just me. And that's just how I see it. But I do agree that it's probably like a mindset thing, especially if you're going into it like playing with friends. It's probably a lot easier to just enjoy the silliness. For what it's worth, I've always felt the user-made stuff is kind of secondary to the main game in Fortnite's case. Maybe, but I feel like more people have gotten into Fortnite because it has started replicating the Roblox model. At the very least, that's how I've heard people starting to get back into it. Now that it's less of a battle royale type thing, and now it's more like a whatever game. But who knows? I still kind of avoid it, so I don't truly understand the overall appeal. I'm just a girl. That is not the sphere of gaming that I pay attention to. Fortnite has been turning into Roblox, to be fair. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's very interesting how that seems to be like the angle that some of these online games are taking. Like, there's less dependence on the actual, like, game base, and it's more like giving players the freedom to build something within the engine. I guess it has its pros and cons because it inspires creativity and stuff, but I mean, that's also part of why I don't really enjoy games like Minecraft, is because I feel like you have to make so much of the experience by building it yourself. And I guess I just don't feel that, like, urge to, like, make something creative within that sphere. Or cube in the case of Minecraft, because everything's a block. Ha 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 ha. Anyway. And a counterpoint, that's why people enjoy it? Yeah, for sure. There are other people who like that kind of thing about it, and that's why it has become enjoyable in that regard. But that's just not something I enjoy in games. I like it when a world is established and when there's, like, lore for me to uncover and, like, they built a story for me to follow, I guess, versus something that's too open world. I like it when there is a direct line from, like, beginning to end, I suppose is the best way to put it. Well, that's just me. That is just my preferences as a gamer. Usually. Okay. Let me see. I'm gonna mute my audio real fast. Because it's probably gonna come through on my PC audio. I'm gonna see if they are still karaokeing. And if they are, I'll raid Kaya and Hio. They're asking where Shiicho is, so I guess Shiicho is planning to join. Okay. Well, I will send you guys over there then. Maybe I will pop into their VC and bug them for a little bit. It's been a bit since I've spoken to both Kaya and Hio, actually. So I guess we'll go over there. Thank you guys once again for joining me for another chapter of Necrobarista and all the side story and lore stuff. Gonna return on my audio so that I won't have this issue when I have a stream again on Thursday. I'm off tomorrow, so I will not be streaming then, but you'll see me again on Thursday. I'll try to get all my rooms up soon. The thumbnails are done. I've just been a bit lazy about preparing the waiting rooms. But until then, thank you guys so much for choosing to spend time with me. I hope you have a good rest of your time zone, and until I see you again, Minotsu!